Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Happen in 49, 61, 63 or 69 when they reach the final. But the class of 2021 have delivered. Leicester City are FA Cup winners at last and are history makers at Wembley.
They have blown their rivals away. They have blown us all away in truth. Premier League champions 2016. The amazing Leicester City!
Leicester Till I Die TV. Your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Right, Chris.
All right there. How are we doing? How the devil are we? Somebody said to me once, why do you have such a long introduction? Well, I've got to let Dan have time to go to the toilet in the corner, haven't I? So, I have to take that time into account. It is Leicester Till I Die TV. Facebook and Twitter, you can watch us on, or why not go over to YouTube, watch us on there, Leicester Till I Die TV, and while you're there, give the station a subscribe. And if you are listening on catch-up on the podcast, whether that's Amazon, Apple, iTunes, Google, or Spotify Podcast Addict, or your favourite channel, I thank you very much indeed. This is us.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform. Or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
Well, we get as far as London, I suppose. This is the third in the trilogy of Arsenal Leicester previews this weekend. We will hopefully, we're not going to have any in-house fighting because I've only got one Arsenal fan on, so we are sure there's going to be no arguments there. Feeling confident. We're unbeaten in 4. We've only lost 1 in 7, but we are up against the form side in the Premier League at the moment. It's going to be close. Arsenal versus Leicester on Sunday. Rene, good morning. How are you? Morning? Where are you? I have no idea. Dorco, I'm on catch up. I know if YouTube allowed us to, we would have a +1 channel, but that's only on Freeview apparently. Are we going to get 4 clean sheets? Do you know what? I don't think so. I'm a bit worried about this Arsenal side. Let's see if the Arsenal are worried about this Leicester side and say hello to Luca. Good evening, sir.
Big up, man, and quite a long intro, 4.5 minutes, but no, really, really good intro in my opinion. Must have took you about a few days to work that out, but thank you. Thank you
It was
for
close.
having me on, man. You know what I mean?
It was close. It does
Yeah.
give me a time to get ready. As I give Dan a chance to go and wee in the corner, and
Yeah.
well, preparation is everything. I must try it sometime. We've obviously talked a lot of Arsenal, Leicester. I was on your show earlier, yesterday, and
yeah.
we've been on Thursday. I'm lost. Stevens was yesterday. Talking of your channel, where can people find you? Give it a shout out.
Yeah,
It's in the description below, but do give it a shout out.
But yeah, follow me on YouTube. This is Lucas Live with the apostrophe, and yes, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We just reached 1,500 subscribers last week after the Watford game. The next milestone is to get to 1,600 subscribers. I never actually thought I was going to get that sound effect, but no. Anyway, I thought it could have been worse. But anyway, we are on the road to 1,600 subscribers, and the biggest achievement is to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. That is the massive target. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel, if you've got any followers or anyone like that, then go ahead, subscribe to the channel. And also, if anyone wants to come on the channel, follow me on Twitter, Martinelli AFC1. Chris will put the link in the description below, like I did on my community tab on my preview yesterday with him. And just get subscribing, and thank you very much.
No, you are more than welcome. And talking about Arsenal fans, obviously, joint friend of ours, Stephen Featley, on S Featley TV. He's raising money for Children's Liver Disease Foundation, which is something very personal to him. I'll put the link below in the banner going where you can get across to his Just Giving page, and please donate to that charity. If you've got a spare couple of quid, he'll take £1, it'll take whatever you can do, but please pop over onto that page and make a donation. Luca, it's all going to be happening on Sunday. Arsenal versus Leicester, 4:30. The last game, I believe, of the weekend. I think there might be one on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, over the last couple of days, we've been talking, like I said earlier, a lot. And, you're very confident about this game. I don't know if you saw the Leicester game last night when we played Rennes. Are you still confident?
To be honest, you only won that game 2-0, I think it was, last night. And for me, I didn't watch your game yesterday. But I did see your result yesterday. And did Leicester have any players coming back or yesterday in yesterday's game? Because I haven't even seen the team properly. So,
James Justin came back. He lasted 60 minutes. So I'm guessing we could well see him for at least 60, possibly 90 at the weekend. We've got a lot of players out. I know it says, you'll know better than probably the website I'm checking, but is Smith Rowe still out for you? He's down.
No, Smith Rowe is back because he had COVID last game against Watford, but I don't know whether Mikel Arteta is going to get him ready for that Liverpool game on Wednesday night. So, no, other than that, as you were saying about confident-wise, no, I'm confident we can go into this game because we're on good form. As you said on your channel and Stephen's channel the other night, we're unbeaten in 18 meetings. I think it was 18 meetings, lost 5 or something like that.
Be careful, I can mute you. Don't rub it in.
but no, I'm confident we can go into this game because we're at home. We're quite good at home, and the previous fixture we talked about that. It was all about Aaron Ramsdale. I mentioned this on Stephen's channel earlier, and we were just talking about the season, how we've got on this season. But Ramsdale, for me, that game against Leicester, he made really, really good saves.
Yeah.
And we battered you in the first 20, 25 minutes. And I know it's 90 minutes football, not a 20-minute match. But what I'm saying is that he made a really good, fantastic performance. And that's how Ramsdale actually came. And that's how he's got better and better and better. And for me, in that game, in the previous game, when we beat you 2-0, you did have chances in that second half and you did batter us and you could have easy. And if Ramsdale wasn't in goal, it could have easily been a draw or you actually could have beaten us and turned it around. And for me, I think at the time, you were actually on good form. And for me, and
I don't think we were. I don't think we've been on good form all season, to be honest with you. But just quickly taking you back to injured players. Now, I don't know how you pronounce this. Tomiyasu, is it?
Yes, Tomiyasu. Yes,
Tomiyasu. He's out, is he? I mean, according to this site.
Yes, he is.
Just to sort of compare your injuries to ours, we've got Timothy Castagna out, Ryan Bertrand out, Johnny Evans out, Piera is doubtful. Now that's 4 defenders that are going to be there. Wesley Fofana might not be, depending on how his COVID is, because he was out with COVID, so he could be back.
Yeah.
And obviously Johnny Evans, we've said that, and Jamie Vardy is out as well. So it is going to be, that said, a makeshift defence.
So Soyuncu is back then?
Sorry?
So Soyuncu is back.
Soyuncu is back. He played the other day. In fact, I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Soyuncu hasn't been that great this season.
Him and Amati are making a very good back two in that central defensive roles. But we're covering this game all weekend. We're doing the preview show now, as I say. Join us tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We're doing a live watch along. And then at 7:15, we'll have the post-match show with Brad. And Miss Molina will be joining us Monday at 7 to do the opposition review. Just have a look at some more comments. Hi, all followers of AFTV think they are the red hot favourites, but then they're still nervous because Leicester are a good team. Wish they would get off the fence. They're covering all angles, Terry. Good evening to you. Dorco, welcome along. Worst stadium that I've ever been to. The away fan seats are sloping down so much that my legs were knackered at the end of the game because I had to prevent myself from slipping off the seat for 2 hours. Was that the toilet seats, Dorco? No, I'm not saying anything. Fofana will be back by the second leg for Rennes. That is good. Nice to see him back. I mean, you are odds-on favourite.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah.
I remember with your gambling when the fun stops to stop. But yeah, you are sort of red-hot favourites there, 1-2 on, basically. And I can see why, because, you know, we'll go through our history. But what I want to do is get the elephant in the room out the way first. And you know what's probably going to be coming here. Your manager, or, you know, as he's now called Mikel Marmite. I mean, you are a Arsenal, an Arteta out fan, aren't you?
Yes, and you know that.
Now, you are an Arsenal fan. You will know a hell of a lot more than me. But I was doing a bit of research because, believe it or not, you might not know it watching this channel, but we do actually try and plan it. But Arsene Wenger had a win percent of 57.25. Umre had 55.13. George Graham had 48.91. Now, as of this week, Mikel Arteta's played 118 games, and he's got he's not played, he's managed them, and he's got a win percent of 54.24. Now, excluding any caretaker managers that stood in, this makes Arteta win percent the third most successful manager since 1897. And, you know, he's won you the cup and he's won you the Charity Shield. I can't understand why you want this guy out.
No, the reason why I want him out, and I've said this on my channel every single week when I have Stephen on and other people on and I have a debate with him, is that this manager's not good enough, okay? And yes, he has turned it around this season. I didn't expect this, and I said this on Stephen's channel earlier. I said that those first 3 games at the start of the season, we went into that international break in September, 0 points in the relegation zone. And the positive I will say about Mikel Arteta is he has turned it around. And then, yes, we are in the top 4 at the moment. But the reason why I still have my doubts on this manager, because I never wanted this manager in the first place. And for me, I don't think this manager can take us into a Premier League title, because I want us to challenge him. And
was George Graham a bad manager then? I mean, he's one of your, you know, historically, you know, you've almost got a statue for him. He's so revered.
Well, yeah, to be honest, George Graham back in the day was that, like, obviously I weren't born
No.
fully that
But-
well, but I was obviously just quite young. And for me,
Yeah.
George Graham, for me, what I can remember is that he won us league titles and all
Yeah.
that stuff. He's
got
like,
a win percent that is less than
well, it is
Mikel
but-
Arteta, and
well,
obviously
it
the
is.
competition then financially, you didn't have clubs with the money that they've got now.
Well, no, yeah, but Arteta's only won the FA Cup. Where's Arsenal Football Club? We've already won FA Cups recently. For me, we haven't won the Premier
And
League.
the English Super Cup you won once.
Yes, but we haven't won. But no, we haven't won the Premier League. We want
No,
to
but
win
he's
the
only
titles.
been there he had half a season and he managed to win you the FA Cup. Last season, kind of rebuilding and getting rid of a lot of deadwood. And then this season, yes, I mean, you did have a bad start to it. I joke you were worse off than BBC Pointless.
We always have difficult run of games. We never get easy games. We always have to have a big team. In recent couple of seasons, we always have big teams in the second, third fixture, and we expected us to lose. Like I wasn't confident. Like the Brentford game when I know we beat them at home last month, but the away fixture and it's always difficult for a promotion team to get promoted. And for me, Leicester came from the Championship. Look at them; they won the Premier League just like that. Yeah. So for me, XYZ, it's going to be very difficult for teams coming up the promotion. It's like their cup final to them. They're going to be up for it, and you don't. And that first game is crucial. Whether you're back in pre-season, whether you're back with all these players coming back, and yes, we did have the Euros last year, and yes, we had fans back in the stadium, but players coming back. That Brentford game, if you go back and rewind that game back early in the season, we had no fit strikers. Players had COVID.
You're almost making a case for it wasn't Arteta's fault then. But I mean, look at that. Arsenal have taken 25 points from their last 30 available in the Premier League. Won 8, drawn 1, lost 1. No side has earned more points over the last 10 top flight fixtures than the Gunners. You and Manchester City are level. That is what that manager is doing for you. He can't come in and work miracles. No manager can. Very few managers will win anything that quickly. And he's still learning. I mean, you've got to say, it's his first managerial job. He's not doing too bad. Wenger only ever got you. I mean, yes, he obviously in his early days he would win things for you, but it was fourth. Nobody could be finished fourth because it had the reserved for Arsenal sign over it. So I just wonder why you want to. I say, is it style of play? I don't know. I don't watch them every week, but from the outside looking in, he doesn't appear to be doing too bad a job.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. He hasn't done too bad this season overall. But we need a manager who's actually going to take us into the next level. And I know we're nowhere near Manchester City and Liverpool. Man City and Liverpool are like from up there. We're like probably in the middle. And for me, Man City and Liverpool are on different levels. And if we want this football club to succeed, if he takes us into the Champions League for the first time since 2016-17 season, then fair enough. I'll give Mikel Arteta a chance. I'll give him to the Champions League group stages, see what he can do in that competition. No point getting into the knockout stage and get battered 10-2 by Bayern Munich. Again, so double that'd be 20 plus. But other than that, we've got like, if we get into the Champions League, the board have got to back him. And for me, the board have got to, like, if Arteta hasn't yet to be given a contract yet, and there has been rumours recently that he's going to get, I think it's been signed already. It's just whether it's going to be announced. I think they're just going to wait until, even if it's not signed, they're waiting to see if he gets into the Champions League or any sort of kind of Europe. Because me and Stephen touched on this at the start of the season, during pre-season, when we had all these friendly matches and on behind closed door matches. I said the main target was to get into the top 6. I did a Premier League prediction show, and I predicted us to finish 8th to 10th because I thought we would have had a terrible season still. But this season, the manager's turned it around. It's looking good times for Arsenal. We're taking it one game at a time. But if we want to get into the Champions League, we have to start picking up results against the big teams. And I've seen what you've just seen there, 25 points out of 30. That's pretty good. And that's the best what we've seen with Arsenal in the past. And we've got to take it like this game going into Leicester. This is going to be a really difficult game. I am confident we can beat you. And with the injuries, with Vardy out, despite, I do want to talk about Jamie Vardy. Vardy, for me, look, he's been a great player for Leicester. He won you the Premier League title. He played for a non-league League One side, Fleetwood Town. And for me, what he's done there, growing up, going to Leicester City, like he won you the Premier League title. He scored like 11 straight games or something like that. And yes, Vardy has lost his pace for me. And Vardy's not the Vardy what he was. But for me, he's still a club legend for you lot. And what he's achieved is he's won the Premier League, he's won the FA Cup, he's won promotion when you were in the Championship in the Football League. But for me, going into this game without Jamie Vardy gives us the advantage. And for me, Vardy loves playing against Arsenal. You saw it last season when you beat us at the Emirates. And for me, you have still got other players like Patterson Daka. Good signing. I wanted him in the summer, but he was a target with us. But you got him from whatever club he came from. Maddison, for me, was a player. I remember we touched on this last year. I wanted him, but this season he's not been great.
According to Arsenal fans, you had him. I mean, I don't know what happened there.
And apparently Maddison's an Arsenal fan. There was rumours going around. People like David Ornstein, other people were tweeting. Chris Wheatley were tweeting, saying about Maddison wants to come. It all depends if Arsenal are willing to match Leicester's price. And we know over the years you've had players like Harry Maguire, £80 million overpriced, right? You've had players like Mahrez. And what that guy said in the chat, right? I remember when you won the league, Vardy, I want to talk about Jamie Vardy. He was about to sign for Arsenal, right? But I think Arsene Wenger, I can't exactly remember the whole full story, but I think Wenger wanted to put him in not a centre forward. He wanted to put him as a winger. But then he turned around and says, "Now I want to stay at Leicester here. I've just won the Premier League." And for me, like, if Arsenal would have got, we were linked with a few players. Before you won the Premier League title, we were we made a big, massive mistake of signing Granit Xhaka over N'Golo Kante. And now Kante is probably the best defensive midfielder in the world. And Leicester, for me, have, what I like about your club is that you've had some good players. And for me, you've managed to replace them. And I know you've not been on really good form recently, but you've had, Kante, you've had Mahrez and Vardy. We were linked with these players. And imagine if we had those players.
I think the problem there is that clubs like yourselves, like Spurs, Liverpool, I mean, you all sit there and you all go, "Oh, yeah, we were interested in him. West Ham do it an awful lot." But nobody's prepared to take the risk because you want the ready-made article. You know, you those teams, the so-called big teams, they're not prepared to say, "Oh, he looks good. We'll take a chance on him."
Yeah, 100%.
You're not. No, you want... And don't worry, we don't mind paying 425,000 for Mahrez and then letting Man City have him for 60 million. You know, it's as a club business, it's fantastic. But I mean, Vardy plays his role. He's good because of the way that he plays. He's still got the pace, and if he's in the team, he's going to take two of your defenders away all the time, marking him. But what Wenger was going to do was, like you said, he wasn't going to use him in his best position. And the way that Wenger, I think, wanted to use him was the way that Roy Hodgson had been using him for England sometimes, which is down the wing. I mean, you might as well put a goalkeeper as a left winger. You know, what if you're not going to put the players where they play? And, he looked at that and he thought, well, this is going to finish my career off. So I'm not going to be getting the goals. I'll be dropped. The expectations were so much. With Maddison, I mean, the thing with Maddison was that he never actually said a word. It was, and I think,
and that was a player what I wanted. That was a player what I wanted.
I think what pissed Leicester fans off, and certainly myself, was Brad, but the expectation that you were Arsenal, so he was going to come to you. Why? Because you weren't in Europe, you weren't playing well. You're only as good as the season, that you're currently in. And that's why last season you were, you were, considered to be sort of a decent side. This season, you've turned it round and you're going up there. We've done it backwards. We've had 2 good years. This year, for different reasons, we're struggling. What you're going to find, though, Luca, to be honest with you, is, I mean, look at our current form. Like I said, unbeaten in 4, only lost 1 in 7. That performance yesterday, Rennes came at us for the first 20 minutes. They were all over us. But we soaked the pressure up. We knew that was what they were going to do. And that is one of the best performances I have seen from Leicester this season. Because of those injuries, I've said this on your show, our back 2, 2 central defenders, I don't think we've had the same one. Up until now, we've not had the same pairing for more than 2 games at a time because we keep getting injured. So that can't have helped. I mean, Clinton Morrison on the BBC, and I've quoted this loads of times, he said, don't judge Brendan until he's got a fit team. And when Brendan's got a fit team, we know what he does. He finishes in 5th and he wins you the FA Cup. So, it's this season, and we are having a bad season. You could almost say we're having an Arsenal, if you like, but looking at this, you do, let's be honest, have the sword of Damocles over us. I mean, we played 31 times since, altogether in the Premier League. You've won 18 of those. And 12 of those were at your place. So I must admit, I don't have a lot of confidence going into this game.
To be honest, we need to be looking for revenge because, yes, I know you beat us at the Emirates. And then we got revenge in that game right there back in October, and we needed to beat you. And I know recent form, Leicester have had a couple of results. Leicester did beat us at the King Power before the COVID hit around. I remember that 2-0 win, and it was a 5:30. Madison and Vardy scored under Emery, and it was a poor.
I think that broke a record or something, and we'll come on to that later. Yeah,
it did, and we'll come on to that and touch on that later. I remember then we beat you one time 3-1, and then we drew 1-1. One time, I remember we were 1-0 up, and then Vardy scored, and then VAR came in. I do remember that game, and I do think Vardy should have been offside. But
of course you would.
But at the time, I think we had hope of actually getting into the top 4, top 6 at the time, and we only finished 6 points off the top 4 in the 19-20 season. And then recently, last season, we beat the King Power. Big up, Mel. Yeah, I'm good, Mel. But and then we beat you at the King Power. So recently, it's been a bit of a mix in between. But we have probably been on the better form than you. But for me, Leicester would want, like Stephen said this on your preview or my preview, I think it was, that Leicester would want to prioritise the Conference League. And for me, I said this on Stephen's channel on Wednesday night, is that you need to go for the Conference League, because if you win that, you win the Europa League. You'll be able to attract players. It might persuade Tielemans to stay for another season, despite other clubs have been linked with him. Liverpool looking at him, we're looking at him, Manchester United are looking at him. So for me, Tielemans does want to perform on the big stage, and that is the Champions League or any sort of European mat. But I think you will be up there actually trying to win the Conference League. So, like, for me, Leicester's top 4, we know top 4 is out of the equation for Leicester.
And I think the Conference League, I mean, there's some big teams in there. I was doing the post-match show with Brad, and I think there's 16 teams left in there. And I think there's at least 13 that at some point recently have been in the Champions League. So it is a tough game. And the thing I noted again yesterday is, and I mean, I know I've criticised Brendan with some of his decisions. I'm a fan, I'm entitled to, but I also give him praise. And like last night, Justin came off after 60 minutes because it was his first game back. He didn't want to, he didn't risk him. Madison only played 20 odd minutes. Inacho only came on for 15 minutes, whatever. And you could see that he thinking of the Arsenal, because we've got you at the weekend and we've got Rennes next week in the away leg. This is almost the season-defining week for us this season. But like I say, I think yes, we are going to prioritise the Conference League because we know we're not going to get top 4. We may sneak into 7th, who knows? But these days, it's hard to work out how far down these things go, depending on who wins, who's in it, or whatever. It depends what I was in. You know, we may move up a place if Chelsea get thrown out. Please, that would be funny.
Please hope so. Please hope so.
I want to talk to you about this game because I know when you signed him.
Yeah.
I can't remember an Arsenal fan that said it's a decent signing. And I know you and I can't remember his name, but you'd let a good goalkeeper go. Was it to Villa?
Yes, and Martinez we got rid of, and we got rid of Martinez to Aston Villa, and I was so hurt. I was very disappointed. He was part of our FA Cup success, and I want to go back and rewind a couple of seasons ago on this. When it was during lockdown, right, when we had 3-month break, when it all began, March 2020, when we couldn't do anything for the year and a half. Then we had 3 months off of no football whatsoever. Then back, we had our first reverse fixture, Manchester City, where Arteta was the first manager to get COVID and was the first person, and we had to call that game off. Then we lost that game, and then we went into that Brighton game. Leno had that injury, and we were all crying out. Martinez never really made an appearance, and we were like, oh my God, do we go and sign an emergency goalkeeper? I was like, what? At the time, I was like, why did we play Martinez? And Martinez came in. I know we lost the game 2-1. And Brighton, Neil McPie scored a late winner. And to be honest, I can't stand Neil McPie, but that's understandable. But for me, Martinez won us the FA Cup here, and we beat Chelsea in the final in 2020. And that was a great cup final at the time. And he was brilliant. And Aston Villa came in, snapped us up. They wanted £20 million. And I was like, offer more money. And for me, we sold him for 20 million. And this is where we didn't technically, because I think we bought Ramsdale in the season before. And then we bought Runnison in. And Runnison, as I like to call him, Butterson. Right. So Runnison for me was terrible signing. And now he's gone somewhere in some foreign league somewhere. And now Ramsdale's came in, and he's actually been a perfect replacement. And Ramsdale has been called up by Gareth Southgate. I personally do think Ramsdale should be the number 1 goalkeeper for England. I can't understand why Southgate is calling up Jordan Pickford. He's conceded 5 against Tottenham. His team are in the relegation zone. And I don't understand what the difference is.
There's a good argument for putting, Ramsdale first. But back to the point I was making, no Arsenal fans that I saw were saying, yeah, he's not a bad. I mean, he's been in a couple of relegations, I grant you, but there was an anti-Ramsdale feeling. There wasn't a case of, well, who've we got here? But it was like, it was almost you were using that as a stick to beat Arteta with it yet again, But he's come in and this game, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you won it 2-0, but that win was down to your goalkeeper.
But it was, because for me, at the time, that game, if you go back and watch that game and rectify it, Ramsdale was part of that success. He kept us in that game. And like I said earlier, moments ago, if he wasn't in goal, who knows if Leno would have put a performance? Nobody wouldn't have known how Leno would have actually performed. No. And Ramsdale was absolutely brilliant, especially that free kick from James Maddison right before half-time. And that's when he made that save. And I thought, you know what? After all these criticisms we've actually given, Ramsdale, for me, is actually going to be a really good signing. And for me, yes, it's just been a season so far. Let's see what he does in the next couple of seasons, if he's going to continue and do. Because what I don't want is if people are going to be like, our fan base might say, oh, yeah, Ramsdale's had one good season. Now he's starting to be crap like he was at Sheffield United and other clubs like that. Nah, it doesn't work out like that. For me, I think Ramsdale is going to continue. Nobody knows how performances are going to be like next season and the season after that. You've got to give it at least 2 seasons for Ramsdale. And for me, Ramsdale has been a fantastic signing. And example, it goes to show in this game, he made really, really good saves. And I love Aaron Ramsdale. I love his character on the pitch, what he does. He always goes behind the fans straight after the game, especially when he takes his goal kicks as well.
But do you not think that a goalkeeper is only to some degree as good as the defenders in front of him? I mean, we have conceded. So I think there's only Norwich, I think, that probably conceded as many as us. Now, that's not suddenly because Schmeichel, who we know is a fantastic keeper, he's an international number one. He got to the Euros semi-finals against ourselves. But because of the defence in front of him and the problems we've had with the defence, he struggles. So a goalkeeper is judged on how many goals are scored against him, but it's not always their fault.
Well, no, it isn't, because you've got to look back and look at it, right? Like, compared to how many goals compared to Norwich you've conceded and all that. And look, face it, Norwich are pretty much relegated. But Leicester, for me, Kasper Schmeichel is still a decent goalkeeper. And I know a lot of people have criticised and said, is Schmeichel actually been that great this season? It's not really actually his fault, because if you put a better defence in front of Leicester's defence, you ain't got a bad team overall. I just feel like when you look at your team and how Schmeichel's performed, you had a similar squad over the years, and you got into the Champions League once when you won the league. And yes, you got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and got knocked out by Atletico Madrid. And yes, you've had a few bad spells. Yes, you've qualified for the Europa
That was the same year that you brought it up, not me, but that was the same year that Arsene Wenger, I do believe, said that Leicester were going to embarrass England in the Champions League, and we got through to the quarterfinals. You got beat 10-2.
Well, exactly, and for me, Leicester City done well, and that was the season. I think it was after when Arsenal weren't in the Champions League or during that, but for me, Schmeichel has been good this season. And you look at goalkeepers, right? Yes, for an example like Schmeichel compared to Aaron Ramsdale, yes, you did touch on and say, yes, he's the number one goalkeeper for Denmark, and he got into the semi-final of the European Championship. But do you think Schmeichel is pretty much the same goalkeeper as he was before, or do you just feel like it's just that if Leicester had a better defence in front of him? Because I look at Leicester's defence, you've got good potential fullbacks. You've got Fofana, who plays as a centre back now, can also play as a fullback. You've got James Justin, who came from Luton Town. For me, Son Heung-min, I was a big fan of Son Heung-min, but I don't really rate him that much because he's got a big mistake in him. Johnny Evans, I remember Arsenal kept chasing Johnny Evans and wanted £3 million at the time. But do you feel Leicester and Schmeichel, and all that defence, if you had a better defence, and like what you touched on earlier, what do you think?
I mean, goalkeepers go on longer anyway. Look at Buffon in Italy.
Yeah.
They do have a longer shelf life, as they say.
Yeah.
If you look at the what we've achieved with Schmeichel in goal, we've won the Premier League, we've won promotion from the Championship, we've won the FA Cup, we've won the Super Cup, we've won Community Shield, we've won the we got quarterfinals of the Champions League, like you say. It is that when the defence that we will have when we come back from the end of this season and into next season, everybody's fit, is the defence we've had for the last two seasons, and that was a defence that got us to 5th place and won us the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So as I say, Schmeichel's kept us in games this season. I don't blame Schmeichel at all. He's the first name on the team sheet. I wish he wasn't captain because he's a great captain, but I like my captains to be outfield. But no, once we get the defence right, we're good. That's been the problem. 9 defenders out this season at some point. Dorco asked a quick question here. Let's give a very quick answer, Luca. David Seaman or Kasper Schmeichel for you?
David Seaman.
Thought you might say that, and to be honest with you, it is a close call. Club loyalties aside, possibly Seaman, but Schmeichel, I know, he's in my heart. Mela, good evening. How the devil are you? Chris, should I change the club I support because I'm fed up of being upset? No, you don't change the club you support. I support Leicester. I live down in Poole. A lot of a lot of fans that live in this part of the country support the likes of Arsenal. I know an Arsenal fan I used to work with, and he supported Bournemouth because they were his local team. He could go and see them. Arsenal was still in his heart, but Bournemouth was where he lived. So he went and followed them. They were like his second team. But then, of course, Bournemouth...
In Paul, like Devon Cornwall area, like
Dorset, yeah. But then Bournemouth got into the Premier League, of course. And some weeks it was Arsenal, some weeks it was Bournemouth, depending who won. And I said, what are you doing? He went, well, this was never supposed to happen. Bournemouth were never supposed to get up here. And that's why I never supported Bournemouth. And I used to work at Poole Town Football Club for a bit on match days. Yeah. And they were like in the 9th, 10th tier. So it was never, I could never support another football league club. To me, Mella, it's like having an affair. You're Watford, you stick with Watford through thick and thin, and the good times will return. I'm not sure when, but they will. I want to ask you about two players, though, Luke, because we've touched on Ramsdale, and I think he's a great goalkeeper. And I think he's proved, and that was the game there that sort of made him, I think, and I think it made the Arsenal fans sort of go, actually, we've not got a bad goalkeeper here. But in the summer, Smith Rowe and Saka in the England team got us to the final of the Euros. Are you still happy with them? Are they still potentially as good as they could have been? Well, we were showing they were back then.
Mate, to be honest, right, back then, they were obviously potentials for Smith Rowe and who is it? Saka, you said.
Saka,
right?
yeah.
At the time, they were actually coming through the academies, and we've had players like that in the past. And for me, they've come through the academy. And the thing is, what I like about Arsenal, what they're doing now with the likes, I think we're starting to copy a little bit through what Chelsea did, right? Is Chelsea brought a lot of academy players through. Smith Rowe, Saka have come through. And at the time, obviously, I didn't watch under-23 football, but I did hear results. I only watched the first team, right? And for me, Smith Rowe and Saka, you could tell they were getting good. Saka made his proper debut. I think it was Frankfurt away in the 1920 season in the Europa League, while before Unai Emery got sacked, before Arteta and Youngberg came in. And Saka was going to be a really good player. And he played a few games during that season before COVID came around. Saka was obviously wearing the number 77 top. And Saka, for me, we need to keep these young players, and we need to build a young foundation. We need to build these younger players so we don't sell them, so we can give them more money and also see how much worth they're going to be for the future. Because Liverpool are trying to get Saka, Martinelli as well. Smith Rowe, for me, loves Arsenal Football Club. And for me, I know over the years we've built players like that. Like we had who expected, like Arsene Wenger build the likes of Fabregas, Nasri, Van Persie, and we started becoming a selling club. And for me, we did this. And Aubameyang, when we bought Aubameyang at Dortmund, he wasn't young. He was getting on to his age. And Aubameyang, for me, we started letting him go on a free. And I was disappointed that we let him go on a free. I did want him to go, but I didn't like it the way Arsenal did it and how they run it. But you at least try and get a bit of money. He had 18 months on his contract, and we didn't buy anyone in January, which actually was. And I know we're doing very well at the moment, and it is a bit of a risk that, like, it all depends if we get top four, because we need to get into the top four. And if we do get into the top four, then January, you can be like, you know what, you're going back in January, you're thinking Arsenal have actually done some good, smart business, actually taking a risk and not buying anyone. You got into the Champions League, whereas the summer could be a massive summer, depending where you're going to be in the European stage, whether you're in Champions League, Europa League, Conference League. Like, I'm not saying we're going to drag into the Conference League. It's going to be either Champions League or Europa, more likely to be Europa. But getting back to Smith Rowe and Saka, these two are going to be really good development players. And for me, these two have carried us this season. And without those two, there's been games this season where, like, Smith Rowe has not made a couple odd appearances. And I always start to worry when I see the lineup when there's no Smith Rowe or Saka, or even mainly Smith Rowe. I start to worry where that creativity is. And there's been games this season where we've done well without Smith Rowe. And for me, we've took that. And I'm proud with that. And for me, with Smith Rowe and Saka, they're going to be really good players in the future. And for me, we've got other players coming. Like I remember we sold Joe Willock, and he scored 8 goals for Newcastle. This season, he's not been up there. He's been a bit rubbish at the moment, and he's probably going to get sold in the summer, and someone else is going to look at him. So Smith Rowe, Saka, these are going to be great players. And Saka is desperate for Arsenal to get into the Champions League. He needs Champions League football. Yeah. And for me, if Arsenal don't qualify for any European material, a club like Liverpool, a club like Chelsea will go in for these sort of players. So
I'm going to say, I mean, there's a lot of rumours about, we touched on it earlier. Tillemans, would he go to Arsenal? Like I said, you've got to get top 4 for him to be interested. If you're not in the top 4, then forget it. I'm going to ask you this question: Lacazette to Leicester?
You can have him, to be honest.
But he's not signing a new contract, is he?
No, he's not signing a contract. And for me, this is the thing, right? And I have been frustrated with Lacazette this season. I remember Lacazette had one good season where you look at it thinking, wow, this is the Lacazette we actually know. It was the 2018-19 season. He was banging goals. We were challenging for the top 4. We finished 1 point off top 4. And that kind of reminds me this season as well, going back to that season. But Lacazette, for me, you can have him. And for me, the weaknesses...
I don't say I wanted it. I'm just saying
he could be
out
better
there.
at Leicester. Leicester fans might be like, you know what? Lacazette, the way we've done this season, he might actually push us into the top 6, top 8. But Lacazette for me has been he can't last 90 minutes. He has been a bit of a frustrating player. And the only thing, I don't know, someone said in Stephen's stream when I was on it at 6 p.m, someone said in the chat that he had 10 assists this season, and I was like, "You sure that? You sure that's 10 assists?"
Let's have a look, shall we? Because we're going to look at stats now.
Yeah.
And I mean, you are going into this unbeaten, but in fairness, and I'm not saying you couldn't say the same about Leicester.
You could beat us. You don't know. So
no, it's been Watford, it's been Wolves, it's been Brentford, it's been Wolves again, it's been Burnley. I mean.
The Wolves are a class
you alluded to it earlier. There's not a Chelsea or a Liverpool or anybody in there. And do you think, because you've got Liverpool next week, haven't you? Do you think Arteta's going to have one eye on that game and he might keep players out because he wants them to be fit for that game? Because that game, is it more important than this game? Or does he look at it and think, Liverpool's a given, we might not get anything there, let's make sure we get 3 points from Leicester?
To be honest, I don't want this mentality to be like that with Arteta, because the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I'll answer that question in a minute about that. But as I was saying, I don't want that. I don't want to go into that kind of mentality mindset. And that Liverpool game, when I will sort out a Liverpool fan and do a preview some point before the Wednesday game, I will give my thoughts on that game. But for me, I ain't confident going into that game anyway. But I do think Arteta, right, has to go all strong. And yes, Sunday to Wednesday's 3 days, that isn't that long. But I do think Arteta could actually rotate, because for me, maybe you should rest someone like a Smith Rowe. And for me, yes, he hasn't played in the last couple of games. And it would actually make sense maybe if you throw someone like him in there. But I would technically, like with Tomiyasu, he's been out for a while. They were supposed to say he was supposed to be back for Watford. He's not back for Leicester. And for me, Cedric has done a very, very good job at cover right back. And for me, I'm not his biggest fan, Cedric, but he's actually proved me wrong so far. And the players who I'm not their biggest fans are proving me wrong. And for me, I would go with a similar sort of team against Leicester. But the Liverpool game, I am a bit worried that will Arteta actually have that mindset. No, he has to focus on this game, because for me, I don't want people to expect that, okay, we can draw against Leicester, but go and beat Liverpool. I would rather beat Leicester over Liverpool, because for me,
I'm always, whenever anybody says like which is the most important game, there's only one answer to that, and that's the next game.
Mate, I'm focused on this game. I will worry about Liverpool after Sunday night, and I do not want to lose this game. And for me, I wouldn't be surprised. I am confident, but I don't know if this will make sense or not. But I am confident, but I wouldn't be surprised if Leicester walk away with a point.
I agree with. I mean, I'm not confident going into it, but after the way we've been playing, I think we might get something. Just going through a few player stats here. Yeah. I mean, you're pleased Vardy's not in there. Between the two teams, he's got the most goals. Smith Rowe has got 9 and Saka's got 8.
Yeah.
I think that's this season, sorry. Assists. See, Lacazette's got 7 assists.
That's not bad.
You know, to Harvey Barnes 5, and well, he's top of the league by the look of that with assists.
Yeah, he is.
Between us two, anyway, of course. And then you go down to hang on a second. If I click the right button, there we go, and use the right mouse. Passes. Soyuncu has got the most passes. In fairness. Most of those are across the back. And tackles, well, none of your players seem to want to get injured because none of them are up there with the tackling.
Yeah.
do you not like tackling at Arsenal or what?
Nah. Because for me, I wouldn't like that. I just think it's just a bit wrong, really. So you look at
let's finish with some stats. And we've got here Leicester City won this exact fixture 1-0 last season, ending a 23-match winless run away at Arsenal in league competition. They've never won back-to-back matches on the road against the Gunners. You are favourites going into this. You've got to be,
Yes, we are favourites going into this game, but we've seen this before. Arteta's broke records, and for me, I wouldn't be surprised if you beat us. But at the same time, you ain't going to beat us. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if we drop points in this game.
Hang on a second. I'm just going to make a note of that. 51 minutes and 1 second. You ain't going to beat us.
Mate, I'm confident. No, I'm confident we'll beat you. I'm confident we'll beat you.
I know. I would. If we did, that's coming back to haunt you, though, mate.
51 minutes and something odd seconds, mate. You got to clip that. But for me, I think we'll beat Leicester because for me, yes, we have that Liverpool game on Wednesday, and I'm not confident going into that Liverpool game. And I know this is about the Leicester game we're talking about, and like I touched on about 5 minutes ago. Look, we can get a result against you and Liverpool. And for the Leicester game, yes, you need to prioritise on the Conference League as well. And if I was a Leicester fan, I would prioritise on the Conference League. And if I was a Leicester fan, then fair enough, you would say you want to beat Arsenal. But I think we'll beat you this weekend. I'm confident we're on good high and we're quite good at home. And we do give teams... It's just when we play the big teams, we give them a game at home. But when we come up against the likes of Liverpool, Man City, the odd Chelsea, maybe we might beat Chelsea at home. But Man City, Liverpool, we don't seem to turn up and we just get slapped. And they always beat us home and away. Consistency. And
you haven't done the double over us since 2015-16, and we know what happened that season.
Yes, you won the league.
That's true.
We should have won the league, but thanks to those Mancs, Manchester United put us at the bloody title race when Marcus Rashford came and a rise, and that's it. And then
you're overcome. I mean, look at, as I say, I always mention it, but that picture of all your players going mad after you beat us in the dressing room, we just stuck that up on the wall, and that was all we needed. But the other thing is Leicester's last 2 Premier League matches reduced wins over Burnley 2-0 and Leeds 1-0. The Foxes have not won 3 consecutive league matches without conceding since a run of 4 in November 2019, the third of which was a 2-0 victory over Arsenal. I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet against Arsenal. But then, like you say, this is football this season. Who knows? Talking of clean sheets, give us your score prediction, Luca.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal. I think Arsenal will score first. Leicester will equalise, and then I think we'll score in the last minute. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal. I think we'll win this game I think we'll win this game quite tight, shall I say. I think it's going to be a difficult game. I think we're going to see Leicester performing very well, and but I think we'll scrape this win. And I'm confident, man. I'll go for a 2-1 Arsenal win, and all the best on Sunday, man. 4:30 p.m, man. I'll be on Stephen's channel for the watch along.
Yeah,
me and Steen even might be arguing during the game.
So. There's no might be about it, it will turn into a 90-minute Arteta talk.
It will. And I'll start
I'm going for 3-1. I was going to go 2-1 Leicester. And I don't know why, just a mad prediction of mine. I thought, no, it might surprise people. So, yeah, Rene, you agree with me. 3-1 to Leicester. Terry says, yeah, remind me when Arsenal last won the league. Yeah, I just out of interest, because I'm going to do this because you're an Arsenal fan, and I think as an Arsenal fan, I do like to give something to my guests. So, Luca, I am going to give this to you tonight. This is the Daily Tottenham, and we are looking at how long since Tottenham last won a trophy. Because, to be honest with you, I like to keep people updated, and sometimes we even update it during the show. But the latest figures for since Tottenham last won a trophy is 14 years, 11 days, 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Jesus
and I'm on a show
Christ.
later when I'm actually on a show with a Tottenham fan, so I might have to tell them that as well.
When do you still got to play Tottenham?
I think we've got to play them again, unfortunately. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
So do we. So,
but no, I won't wish you good luck for Sunday because I won't mean it. But I still think for me, you're going to get that fourth place position. If you don't,
let's hope so, man.
If you don't, because Man United are in disarray.
I still think United can get top four. How much people might think I'm a bit deluded. I think United can still get it. If we don't get Champions League football, if we don't get that fourth spot, who's going to get top four?
Well, the top three, I think,
top three is done.
City, Liverpool, and Chelsea.
If we don't get that fourth spot, if Arsenal don't get fourth spot, who's getting that fourth spot?
Okay, looking at the table, which I did have and I now don't have. Let me just get the table up.
You cannot say Spurs. No freaking way.
No, Spurs won't because their form is again erratic. They could just
1 minute they
go out and lose to Burnley
and then go and slap someone like an Everton.
Yeah. If you don't get it, I'd like to see West Ham get it. Sorry, I'd like to see West Ham United get it because they're not, they're like Leicester, not seen as a big club. I just don't think Manchester United. I think it would be between you and West Ham. Wolves are coming up on the wing, but you and West Ham, you've got the games in hand. 3 games in hand over them two, mate. This is yours to throw away.
My only worrying thing is, and we always bottle situations like this because we've done this in the past. If we don't get Champions League football this season, the way the season's been so corrupt with all these game in hands, COVID over the Christmas period and all that. If we do not get into the top 4 this season, we will never 57 and 50 seconds, we will never get Champions League football again. For a very long time. And I'm telling you, because Manchester United will be strengthening in the summer, looking for a new manager. Yes, that's going to take time for them. Depending, we don't know which
lots of new players in though doesn't always guarantee you're going to get success. Very few teams, because they didn't have a lot of money actually spent much in January, but I hate January's window anyway because you get overinflated players that you don't really want. But, you're by then going to have a settled squad. You're going to add maybe 1 or 2 to it and bringing in 5 or 6 new signings. And Man United, for God's sake, whoever comes in as Man United manager, whoever sort of takes the poison chalice
I think they'll get Ten Hag or Pochettino, one of those two.
Yeah, they're the favourites. But, Man United, being Man United, should have been able to go out and say, we want you now. Getting a temporary manager in, it's kind of a joke. It shows how far they've come and where they are now.
I'm loving it at the moment. I hope Manchester United don't get into the top 4, but how much I should be saying on channel saying, you know what, Arsenal should get top 4. Arsenal will get top 4. I should be saying that, but I'm just not confident. Look, everyone knows.
When we won the league that year, I was where I work. I was actually sat next to a Tottenham fan, and throughout the whole thing, I was going, "This is Leicester. We're not going to win it." And the Spurs fan was sat next to me going, "Yeah, but we're Tottenham. We're not going to win it. We both thought we'd throw it away. So it's cool being a football fan. But look, Luca, as I say, not going to wish you good luck for Sunday because I wouldn't mean it.
Fine,
hope you get stuffed. I don't even hope football's the winner.
I hope we don't lose, man, because obviously we'll have that game in hand. One thing I will finally say before I do let you get on is if we beat Leicester and if we somehow pull a result, at least a draw against Liverpool on Wednesday, or even get the 3 points against Liverpool. We haven't beaten Liverpool in any competition. Well, you can't count the Charity Shield, but if we haven't beaten Liverpool since 2020, I think it was towards the end of the season, right? And for me, we beat them 2-1. But it's about time we try and beat someone like a Liverpool. And for me, this season, we haven't been able to beat a big team this season. And our record over the years against big teams away from home. I know last season we beat Manchester United away, Chelsea away. This season, we didn't beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. And we got very unlucky in that game. And for me, it's about time we go and beat Liverpool Wednesday night at home. And for me, obviously, we've got to focus on this. And if we can get at least 4 points, then I will start, I'm not saying definite, but I'll start believing we could possibly get top 4. And it will be a massive, huge, if we can go and beat you and beat Liverpool, like, I don't want to get paper over the cracks or anything like that and get overhyped up about it. But if we did beat Liverpool, because I'm more confident against you, but Liverpool, I ain't confident, but that's for another debate on the Liverpool channel.
I'm going to have to wrap up, Luke.
But we'll wrap up, man.
I get what you're saying, but I still, like I say, 3 games in hand over Man United. Man United are in disarray. It is yours to lose.
I hope so, man.
Quickly, give your channel to shout out again.
Yes, thank you very much for having me on, and please follow me on YouTube. This is Lucas Life with the apostrophe. We are on the road to 1.6k, and we did reach to 1,500 subscribers. We are 90 away from 1,600. So if you guys or anyone wants to share, get subscribing to my channel, and I will return the favor. Just click my channel, just subscribe, and I'll see who subscribed, and I'll return back. Just go and do it now. It'd be much appreciated. But thanks for having me on. Good luck on Sunday. I'm sure we will do a post-match review if you're around, and we'll talk about the game. Yeah. And we'll discuss about that off air on the Twitter and that. Brilliant. And thanks for having me on, man. And it's been a great show, man.
Brilliant. Thanks for coming on, Luca. Stay safe, mate. And try not to argue with Stephen on Sunday.
Well, I hope he doesn't.
All the best, mate.
All right, take care,
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was Luca there. Big Arsenal fan. Don't forget, we mentioned Stephen there. He is doing a charity watch along now on his show for the Children's Liver Disease Foundation. I think I've got that the right way around. It's just giving details are on the banner that's going across the bottom. Please go on. If it's only £1, donate it to him. It's very personal to him, and he wants to raise as much as he can. So please get over there. Please support it. And I say the Just Giving page is there, and he's happy even if it's £1. I must admit, I did offer him £10 if he wanted to come onto this channel and record, allow me to record it live. Him saying Arteta is a good manager, and he trusts the process. As yet, he's not taken the challenge up. So, Stephen, I'm throwing it out to you now. You've just got to come on this channel so I can record it, and you've got to say you love Arteta. He's one of the best managers Arsenal have had. He's the 3rd best manager. We've just seen it. And you are really in line and trust the process. And a tenner to the charity. What can I say? I can't be nicer than that. Just gonna have a little bit of fun at the end here now. I don't like doing the combined 11s because for me, I'd always put 11 Leicester players in. What is Brendan going to do? What is Brendan going to do on the game against Arsenal? Because we saw obviously, he took a few players off on Thursday, against Rennes, but this is what I think he's going to do. By all means, put your choices in the comments. But let me just see. I obviously, there's no doubt. We're going to start with the goalkeeper. And let us put Casper in here, because I think that goes without saying that it's going to be Casper. Now, I've gone for the 4-3-3, the same as we played the other night. And it's been hard to say what is Brendan's favourite formation. And it's not because... I mean, we used to call Ranieri, when we were at Chelsea, he was the Tinker Man. And I don't think necessarily that Brendan, we've always said, he thinks too much about it and he changes the formation and what have you. A lot of players, teams do, a lot of managers do within the match, they change formations. But I don't think he's had a lot of choice this season, because I think he's gone into some games thinking, right, put your hands up, fellas, which defenders are fit for this match tomorrow? And if there's 3 put their hands up, well, I'm going to go back 3. And if there's 4, I think that is kind of what he's up. But whether this will be the team he ends with, depending on how it goes, because we have got Rennes again coming up. But at left back here, for me, at the moment, let's see if we can find Luke Thomas, because I've got to be honest with you. I think he's absolutely going to be... He's going to come on and get on and grow and become better. And he is... He's going to be... great player. And without giving anything away about further upfield, when you see him, Kieran Dewsbury Hall and Harvey Barnes, the way they combine, I think it's amazing. They've got such an understanding. I mean, yes... Dorco, no. We only need 2 at the back. You can't be being serious there. I'm sorry. I take that as an early April Fool's joke. 2 at the back? No, sorry. But yeah, those 3 down that left-hand side. At the right, I mean, he played 60 minutes, but he's got to be in, hasn't he? James Justin. He was fantastic. I mean, that run he made just before he was taken off, if he just hadn't lost control at the last minute, I mean, I think he could have been setting up a goal. I really do. Oh yeah, here we go, Anthony. Good luck for Sunday. You're going to need it. Well, we're doing a watch along, aren't we, Anthony? 4 o'clock on Leicester Till I Die TV. Myself, and I don't like doing watch-alongs when you've got 2 Leicester fans on, and we certainly won't be commentating on the game. We're not going to be here to try and be Martin Tyler's or John Motson's. We're going to be down the pub, as if we're down the pub, having a few drinks. Join us and chat in as if you've just walked into the pub. Come and join us, get a drink, pull the chair up, sit down. And we are doing this watch along with, a Leicester fan, myself, and Anthony, an Arsenal fan. They are very, very much blowing smoke out their arses at the moment. We'll see what happens on Sunday. There's football. Anthony does have a dangerous habit of coming back and biting you on the bum. So we will see. Centre back here. Which one am I going to light up? This one. At the moment, I can't see anybody knocking out Daniel Amati. Fofana, if he's back, we've got to be looking at that. But he's got COVID. This is only coming, 4 days after his last one. If Fofana's fit, and I don't want to drop Amati because Amati's done so well. But I know the other centre-back obviously is going to go to Soyuncu because, as I say, we are kind of limited. But that partnership of Soyuncu and Amati has kind of clicked. I mean, Soyuncu, the passes he was making. I mean, yeah, you can call it a long ball kick out, but he made them for the first goal against Rennes. You just look at that pass that he played out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes was amazing. He took it down, etc. And me too, Anthony, me too. He took it down, but how Soyuncu pinpointed him, it was amazing. He did a couple of those. And Marty, I'm going to be honest with you, It does. He's not. He doesn't like this passing it about at the back. He tries to kick it upfield. Unfortunately, I think when Fofana is fit, Fofana is going to replace Amati, and I feel sorry for him because Amati is taking some stick. I've said this so many times. Going back to the community, well, not the Community Shield, the English Super Cup, of course. When his name was announced, I was walking up Wembley Way. I heard it, and you could hear the groan from the Leicester fans, and he was man of the match for that. And he has stood up this season, and my God, he's earned his money. To me, he's going to be a contender for Player of the Season. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, of course, Vardy will be up there, and Tillemans and Bars, but he has done well. But unfortunately, I think because Soyuncu can't really play on the right side. He is that left-sided player. Fofana's a right-sided player. Yeah, I think we can see where that's going to go in Brendan's mind. Wilf, we're going to have Wilf as a centre midfielder, of course. Although, no, I'm not actually. I'll tell you what, I am not going to go for Ndidi. I'm going to say, let's give him a rest, and I'm going to put Mendy in. Now, Mendy... and I could just see if I can find him. There we go. He won the African Cup of Nations. The most recent Leicester player to win a medal of any sort. And I know he wants to leave, but my worry here is we've got three defensive midfielders. Chowdhury. And again, I'm going to take my hat off there because it wasn't long ago I was shouting for Chowdhury to leave. I wanted him to go to Newcastle that January window. But my God, is he come good this season? He always used to have a red card in him. I don't think he does now. Certainly, Brendan appears to have coached that out of him. Right back, brilliant. Right back. And centre back against in that Liverpool game. Who can forget that? Dorco, they do players wing backs, but you can't just sit with two in defence. This I think does allow them to move forward as well. Brockline from America, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? We should rest and rotate. Mendy for Ndidi, Chowdhury for Justin. I think, but Justin only got 60 minutes, so we might see us change there. But yeah, I'm gonna give Mendy a run out. He's been told that he is available. I think in the match press conference, Brendan said that. He's never let us down. Last season, if you remember the start of last season, indeed he was injured, and Mendy did brilliantly for us. Absolutely no problem at all. And I think he's got a slightly better distribution, if I'm honest with you, than Ndidi. Ndidi can tackle for England. We know, well, not for England, we know what I mean. Ndidi can tackle. But Mendy, he's kind of got, maybe not as good at that, but he can. His distribution, I think, is slightly better than Ndidi. But I do think he'll possibly leave in the summer because, like I say, I know Brendan likes players that can play all over and change positions. Chowdhury can do that. Ndidi can do that. They can both drop into defence. I'd like to see Mendy stay because I think he is a good squad player and he doesn't let us down when he comes on. I can't think of a game where he's let us down. Now then, here's where it gets exciting because who do we go for here? Well, again, there's only one player at the moment. Okay. And they might not even have him on this system. Yes, they do. There we go. I spelled Kieran wrong. That's what it was. Dewsbury Hall. What a player. He's not a youngster like, say, Thomas. He's 18. He's 24, 23, 24, 25. And Brendan's, not Brendan. Somebody said future Leicester captain. I was when you watch him against Rennes, and you can't miss him. He's the only player on the pitch with black boots. But what a player. He went to Luton. He's done his time. He's a local lad. We love local players, obviously. But he's come, he's this season, he's been given his chance due to the injuries, and yeah, he is absolutely brilliant. And like I say, on that left wing, he absolutely nails it. He really does. And I get him tied down for the rest of his career, because he is going to be, or he is an amazing player. Brookline says KDB looked tired on Thursday, to save him for Rennes. Let's go Maddison and Yuri. Look, I'll come on to that in a second. I just think, I'm not saying that this is going to be the whole 90 minutes and he may come off, but the best form of defense for me is attack. Don't sit back and against Rennes, they were just coming at us, never gave us a chance to get out. And that, we hit them on the break and got that goal, but that's what we've got to be doing. The best form of defense is attack, and that's what Kieran Dewsbury-Hall gives you. Now, it does mean that on the left wing here, there's only one player for me. Again, I've said that a lot for this team, Harvey Barnes. Thomas, Dewsbury-Hall and Harvey Barnes. And the reason I put Dewsbury-Hall in again, Brookline, is because those three, they just combine. Against Leeds, they were a pleasure to watch, those three. Against West Ham, they played well together. They've obviously, as I said, they played together for a long time with the academy, but I just love watching them. I just love it. Those three are in the side. I'm just happy. And then I'm easily pleased, guys. I'm easily pleased. Now then, this is where it's going to get interesting, because on this centre midfield here, I am going to put Yuri. And we haven't got. Have I spelt that wrong again? Y-O-U-R-I. Let's have a look on this. Yuri. No. They cannot not have Tielemans. Am I spelling Tielemans wrong or what here? I don't know if I am. Anybody know if I'm spelling Tielemans wrong? Let's have a look. That's how I've been spelling it all my life. And at least this one's better than the BBC, because the BBC, to be totally honest with you, don't have half our players in the squad. Right, let's have a look. First, there we go. There we go. If my computer was any quicker, it would look impressive. Right, let's have another go. So, that was wrong. Tiel. Yes. Yeah, you see, I was spelling it wrong. This is what happens when you don't have spell check. Yuri Tielemans. Now, there's a lot of rumours going on about Yuri. Will he stay? Will he go? I'm not going to burst into song. Don't worry. If he goes, I understand it. He deserves to be playing Champions League football. He could easily have gone in the summer. I can see Leicester, if he's not going to commit to a new contract, Leicester are going to sign him in the summer window. Otherwise, we're not going to get a penny for him. So that makes sense. Also makes sense from his point of view, because he's looking at it thinking, I want to play in the Champions League, but I'm not going to commit to a side, whether that's Arsenal, Man United, or a side that's abroad that isn't in the Champions League. So that's why he's waiting until the end of the year. But the latest rumours are, and I do hope this is true, that he's actually been quite impressed that James Justin and is committed himself to the club. So the youngsters there are committed themselves, and Ricardo Pereira, once he's fit, and he signed a new contract. And Fofana, he's injured, he's not even playing, and he signed a new contract. So Tielemans might be sat there thinking, yeah, well, if we're keeping hold of these players, let's have a look who we might be attracting in the summer, and I might not leave. It's going to be the big talking point of the summer, I feel. So on the right wing here, now, do you Lookman or do I go Maddison on that one? I'm going to go for Lookman, and nothing against Maddison. Or do I go Maddison? Oh, Maddison Lookman. I'm going to go Lookman because I think with Maddison, he's one of those players, and this is, I've always said this with Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy now, he's not going to be a 90-minute player for much longer, and he's taking longer to get over injuries. It will be Daka up front, and Daka will come off after about 65 minutes, and the defence for the opposition will be going, oh, thank God he's off. And then they'll be going, oh, shit, Vardy's coming on. He's coming on for the last 20 minutes. And I think with Maddison as well, I think, when he comes on, he's such an impact player. No, Brookline. No. Leave now. Go on, out that door. Just walk away now. Don't come back anymore. You can't say Perez. You can't. He's gone in the summer. I think he's gone in the summer. He definitely has. Unless he wants to stay on as a squad player, but you got to ask if he's happy for that. Now on this one here, I know everybody's going to be going like, oh, we should have Daka. He's Vardy's replacement, and they don't like playing against Vardy. They won't like playing against Daka. But you know what? In Acho, and a bit like goalkeepers, that we actually judge goalkeepers. No, I'm not. I'm saving Perez for the bin, Brookline. That's what I'm doing. I'm saving Perez for the bin. Keep him on the bench, and if we get about 4 injuries and we're desperate, stick him on. I'm sorry, but I honestly think his time at Leicester is coming to an end. But no, for me, Inacho, I mean, look at him. He came on and he scored. And you do judge him by saying, well, how many goals has he got? Well, last season he was our top goal scorer. Yes, he was playing alongside Vardy, and I wish he was doing that now. I so wish that that Brendan would go 2 up front, because it worked last season. Vardy and Nacho, or Daka and Nacho. My God, that would be great. But I mean, we haven't then got a sub while Vardy's injured, I grant you. But Brendan decided he didn't want to do that, although it was working. But what you've got to look at as well with Nacho is his hold-up play, his assists. He's got that side to him. And I don't know if Daka has that yet. I really don't know. And I think Inacho deserves a start as well. I mean, I say he got that goal. I mean, didn't he take it beautifully? And if you watch, if he is playing in any form, the next match that you see Daka playing in, take a look at his footwork and his runs off the ball. They are absolutely brilliant. He is good at that. Guys, would you please do this for me, if you would be so kind? Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. It would mean so much. You don't have to pay. You don't even set the notifications if you don't want to be buzzed all the time. Just subscribe to the channel. It would mean so much and help us out. That's probably not going to be anything like the team that turns up or that Brendan puts out. You know that. It'll be completely different. Look, 9 o'clock, nip on over to Turf Moorhouse TV, where we are doing I regularly do it every Friday at 9. We do the prediction show. So nip over there now. You've still got time to get on. Well, you've got all the time in the world to get onto the Stephen's Just Giving page below and make that donation to the Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Personal to Stephen, means a hell of a lot to him. If it's only £1, please get on there and do the Just Giving. And we'll 4 o'clock tomorrow. Anthony and me, one of us will be crying into our bread. gone into our Hovis. But who will it be? We'll find out tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you're listening on podcast, thank you very much for listening as well. And thank you to everybody who was in the chat. Thanks to Luca for coming on. It's been great. I will see you in approximately 40 minutes. Take care. Good night.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.